Alright, so, well, it's been a year since I've last uploaded, and I can say a lot has changed. Bryce's mic no longer works, or he doesn't know how to allow voice to be shared, so no Bryce videos for a while. However, I got a really good story to tell you, and it's about the first time I smoked weed and how my experience was. Now, I'm telling this from me personally firsthand, and I know some of you have probably already heard this story, but I want to keep it here for memory's sake. And if there's new viewers watching who are like public and not just my friends, because that's all my subscribers, then you're in for a story. So here we go. It was the day before the actual get together was happening. I was just talking to my friends, right? We were gonna have a get together, quite a few people were coming, but I wouldn't classify it as a party. We were gonna get together, have a few drinks. Other people were gonna smoke, and at the time, I wasn't planning on it because I was really scared of it at the time. Even though, like, if you don't do it a lot, it won't really wreck your lungs, and it's not addictive as people think it is. But anyways, that's off topic. So, I was planning on going, and actually it was my first time hanging out with these people, but like, I talked to them a lot at school, so we were really cool, if you know what I mean. So, I'm heading over, and, no, sorry, this is the day before. I was just chilling in a boy's car, and they were all vaping. I don't really vape, but they were all vaping, and one guy was like, Owen, I remember this, I'll quote this, Owen, it would be really, really cool if you smoked tonight. I mean, you don't have to, but it would be really, really cool. So I was thinking about that in my head, and I was like, it might be cool. But I probably won't. Yeah, still keeping that in the back of my head, because at the time, and still am, I loved long-distance running, and for me, smoking, like, anything was the plague towards it, and it still is. Like, to this day, if I want to take weed, I'm taking it in edibles or pill form. I never smoke it, or very rarely. If it's the only thing there, I'll smoke it, but usually I will not. So, here, let me just grab a drink. Much better. So, I'm heading over to this party, get dropped off, do a few shots. So I'm like actually tipsy right now. So I'm not thinking straight. This also aided my decision in smoking, because I took a few shots, was feeling pretty drunk, And then I played a bit of beer pong. After that, feeling drunk, did not want to ask, I had this clear thought in my mind. I did not want to ask the people who did it regularly how it was like to smoke weed, because pretty much they're going to say, oh, it's great, man, you should definitely do it, right? So I expected that. So I went up to this girl who had only done it a few times and like genuinely asked her, sat her down, had a conversation and asked her, should I do this? Because at the time I didn't know what was going to happen. I was pretty scared. And she said, yeah, it kind of feels strange, but it feels fun though. You'll enjoy it your first time. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm already pretty drunk, and I'm thinking, you know what, fuck it, let's just go, let's smoke this weed. So at 1 a.m., we all walked out, and at the time, this was like a week before it was legal in Canada. So we're all walking out towards, what was it? Oh, there was a water tower, yeah, the Nobleton Water Tower. We're all walking towards there, and we have the bong and everything. Like, remember, I'll show you a video that my friends actually took of me doing it. But my first time doing weed was out of a huge ass cannon of a bong, not some cute little pussy blunt. It was a huge ass cannon of a bong. So it was really tough. Yeah, I need another drink. So I go there, me and my friends, they set up the bong, they pack it with Pineapple Express, which I know is really good, and it's actually a thing from a movie on Netflix, which I can't remember. I'll probably show it in the video once this is done and edited. But pretty much, they packed it with Pineapple Express, and they said, oh, and you want to try it? And I was like, no, because this was pretty much, this would have been my first time ever doing it, and I didn't want to be the first one. So, my boy, we're going to call him Jeffrey, takes his first hit. And he does it for me, so I know it's chill. Like, I'm not gonna die from it if some guy's taking a hit. Because at the time, like, on commercials across Ontario where I live, there's a huge fentanyl crisis, and everyone's scared shitless of it. So because of that, I wanted someone else to take it first rather than me. So my boy takes it, Jeffrey. He takes a couple hits, and at the time I'm like, okay, so now it's safe. Then another kid takes a hit, and at the time I'm thinking, okay, I got next. So I blurt out, super drunk, I got next. I remember this. And everyone's like, hey, gassing me up, because I've never done this before. So my boy, I'm going to use his real name because he's going to be hyped for the shout out. We're going to call him Max, which his name is Max. He gives it to me. He holds it for me because I'm a complete utter rook. He lights it for me. And I go down, and he tells me when to pull. And he says, make sure it gets into your body. Don't just blow out smoke or else you're not going to feel it. So I take a fat pull, like something no one whose first time it is should be doing. I take a fat ass pull. I'm coughing like hell after. And they only brought a little bit of water, right? And if it's your first time doing it, smoking it at least, you're going to need a lot more than a little bit of water. So I just K'd the whole little bit of water they brought. And they were pretty pissed at me, but they could understand. And after I took the hit, I was just coughing a lot, didn't really feel anything. Then my boy Max, who held it for me, just said, wait 5 to 6 minutes. That's all he said. I was like, okay, because at the time I was thinking, weed's some pussy shit, I don't feel anything. So I waited 5 to 6 minutes. And what happened has never happened to me ever again when I usually do weed now. But I'm walking around, and all of a sudden the ground changes. Everything starts getting fuzzy, like really fuzzy. The world starts shaking. And I feel like, in GTA, when you rip the bong, that's what I felt like. The ground was shaking. I was super scared. And then, so, at this point, the ground's really shaking, and I'm gonna pass out. It's that bad. So I grab onto my friend Max, who's just standing there talking and helping other people with the bong, right? So I grab onto my friend Max, and him is the only thing keeping me up at this point. There's nothing else, just Max. And then once I grabbed onto Max, the next thing I remember was waking up on the ground. Now apparently he said, Owen, you're good, and kind of pushed me off. Then after that, bam, fainted, straight on the ground. And I don't remember fainting at all, but when I woke up, everyone was like, you good? They were scared. Like, no one even tried to help me. Some friends I have, right? They are just like, you good? I was like, yeah, but I couldn't get up. Everything was still, like, my vision was super blurry. Everything was shaking, right? So I just sat down for a while and, like, huddled myself to keep me warm because it was a cold night. It was in the winter, and I was feeling cold from it for some reason. But after around 5 minutes of sitting down, here, let me grab one more drink. Much better. But after, like, around 5 minutes of sitting down, I was able to get up and move, and this is when the fun part started happening. This is why I prefer, actually, weed over alcohol to this day. This moment right here changed my perspective on it. I started developing a grin, and I could just not stop smiling. If you've done weed, you know what I mean. Like, you can't stop smiling when you're at the perfect high. So I couldn't stop smiling. I was walking around. I was feeling super good. The problem was, when we were exiting the water tower, we had to hop a fence to get over there in the first place. So, because it was a really secretive spot. 'Cause at the time, it was illegal, even though like a month or a week later, it would be completely legal, even though we'd still be underage. So we were illegal regardless. So we were hiding behind this water tower. We had to hop over a fence, and now that was, oh man, that was tough. I got the big boy, he's going to be hyped for a shout out in this, Jacob, to help hoist me over this fence, right? And this guy's a monster. He's like over 200 pounds, works out every day, can bench 200. He's crazy. So because of him, I was able to get over the fence. And then down the road, there was a a Christmas setup thing, like a Christmas display in someone's front lawn, right? And because Canada, it's cold, there's snow, and I basically thought it was the North Pole. I started hallucinating. I started seeing like little stick figure elves walk around this Christmas display off in the distance, and I started screaming, "It's the North Pole!" And then my boys are like, "Yeah, yeah, look, it's the North Pole," and gassing me up over it. And then I kept saying, "I want to go to the North Pole," and whining, and here, let me drink, and whining that I wanted to go to the North Pole. Now, eventually, they talked me out of going to the North Pole because I would have been trespassing on someone's property while I was high. Not a good experience. And they took me back into their place where the party was. Or a party or get-together. Anyways, they took me back into their place and they offered me a chocolate ice cream sandwich. I remember this. This was amazing. And when I bit into that chocolate ice cream sandwich, oh my god! The taste was just luscious. It tasted like 5-star food, even though it was some shitty chocolate ice cream sandwich grabbed out of some portable freezer from the basement. It tasted like 5-star food. I'll never forget that chocolate ice cream sandwich. And everyone was like, yeah, it tastes good. And then while I was eating, after I ate that, I played around a Fortnite while I was high. Got absolutely destroyed because I'm shit at Fortnite. And then we talked a bit and ended up going to bed. I slept on this. What did I sleep on? Oh, my friends just got some pillows, said sleep on that, and I was tired as hell because when you smoke or even take edibles, you get super tired after the high is done, at least for me. And I just K'd and passed out, woke up the next morning, went to Dawn's for breakfast, and yeah, that's pretty much the story. I hope you like it. I hope I can do more of these in the future if it's good. Leave a like if it's good. And yeah, I'll see you next time.